the game now, and let's talk about this and what this means. All this snow means for a lot of these areas. I can't think of anybody else better to talk about this big snow, especially what it means for the ski resorts in the Sierra Nevadas. And we're going to join now Kevin Coop. Kevin Cooper. We call you Coop. We appreciate you you joining us. You do a very good friend here to the Weather Channel. How are things, man? How pumped are you right now, by the way?
I'm pretty pumped up. This morning was one of those days that they're rarities, right? That you wake up and you see 18 to 24 inches of what I like to call cold smoke powder, which was about 10 to 1, 12 to 1 ratios. Yesterday was a tough day. Yes, we got to watch the playoff games, but it was raining for a majority of the day, about 12 hours throughout the day, up to 7,500 feet. That was kind of putting a damper on it. A lot of people in around the Sierra, but that low dropped in and that cold dropped in just about 6 o'clock last night, and between 6 p.m. and 8:30 is when the lift started to turn this morning, 12 to 16, 12 to 24, depending on elevation, aspect, and pitch of the slope. It was an amazing day here in the Sierra.
Hey, Coop, question about the snowfall. Sometimes getting this much snow, of course, in the big picture is great, but short term, getting a ton of snow can cause some issues. Were there any issues as far as avalanche concerns, certain runs that maybe weren't open or backcountry closed, that sort of a thing?
That is a great question. And yes, this has been an interesting system or systems that have come through. Wave 1, 2, and 3 of that first wave that came through last week or just before Friday, that was what was called an upside down snowpack. That wasn't good by any means. We had light, dry, then wet, heavy, then kind of medium, kind of in that 7 to 1, 8 to 1 ratio, and then cold on top of it. And then we had rain. That made for some pretty high avalanche conditions out in the backcountry. Then this last system coming through, with it not being able to settle in, we only really had Saturday and then early Sunday morning for people to get out and ski and ride on it. So today's avalanche advisory, as posted by the Sierra Avalanche Center, was high. But I will tell you, I did get out in the backcountry this morning. I did see some action out there, but it was still starting to settle. So I think that we're kind of in a back to normal cycle. We're going to see some warm temperatures, or at least some clearing for the next several days. So that should reduce the avalanche hazard out there. But it's been in and around Taos, New Mexico, Aspen. There's been some challenges. I believe 7 burials in the past 8 to 10 days in the lower 48. So definitely something to pay attention to. But for now, it's really good. I mean, we've had anywhere from 22 feet to 17.5 feet, and for season-to-date totals, will puts us about 119% of average precipitation for the year.
Hey, Kevin Cooper, thank you so much for your insight. We certainly appreciate it. Enjoy that little bit of sunshine you got there, too. Looking great. Looking great, man. Appreciate it. All right, thanks so much.
Have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Appreciate it. Here on Weather Underground, a lot to get to. Of course, the